I'm David Brennan, and as you may know me best, I am the guy with lots of toys that he likes to ride around. Allow me to introduce you to my newest one. This right here is called a Onewheel, and today I'm going to be showing you all the necessary steps you need to get on this thing and ride around. Now, I already showed you how to ride a boosted board. I told you why you should ride one, and this thing is no different. It is amazing, and I'm going to show you everything you need to do to start carving up. So the very first thing you need to do is a little independent research because it is very, very easy to hurt yourself on one of these, and you want to make sure you know exactly what it's capable of, and you definitely want to research some tail dies because those are gnarly and you can really hurt yourself that way. So watch some videos. I can leave some YouTube links in the bottom of this speech if you're really that interested. But yeah, you need to know what this thing can do and how badly you can get hurt on it before you even try to set foot on it. Next, what you need to do is you need to download the Onewheel app. This is very crucial because through this you can control different ride functions. Like, for example, when this thing is set down like this, you can see there's only one wheel, so you lean forward to go forward, lean backward to go backward, and so on, but I'll get to that later. One of these riding modes can change the pitch of this thing. So there's a mode for going up hills. So you can imagine if you're going uphill, you're leaning forward, the front's going to scrape on the ground, and you don't want that. The uphill mode, it makes it so it leans back a little bit when you're going up the hill so you don't scrape. With the app, you can also see charging status. You can, like I said, you can change your riding mode. You can do all sorts of things. You can see your regenerative braking. You can run all your diagnostics. It's very, very helpful. So you definitely want to be able to control your riding mode. And next, what you want to do is you're going to want to make sure it's fully charged. It comes with just a standard DC big old brick charger like this. You want to just plug it into the wall, and then take this and you're going to plug it into the charging port right here. Should snap in like that. You leave it. You wait until the light turns green, or when you get notified on the app that it's at 100%. Plug it out. Go on the app. I can't do because I'm recording on my phone right here. You would go on your app. You would select your riding mode. I would recommend Sequoia, which is the slowest and smoothest on there for beginners. And you're ready to go after you turn it on. Right here, opposite side of the charging port, there's an on button. So click it once, you'll see it lights up blue. Set this thing down. I highly recommend, if you're a beginner, you grab a chair or something to hold on to, or a wall or a buddy, or else this will be a lot more difficult. So what you want to do is clearly you figure out what foot you are dominant with. Let's say if you ride a skateboard and you push with your right foot, that's your dominant foot. Push with your left foot, that's your dominant foot. I am right foot dominant, so my right foot is going to go on the back that is already leaning down. Now there are no sensors on this side, but this side has two sensors right here. One is for your heel and the other is for your toe. So when you set your flat foot on there, both sensors are activated, which means the motor can then turn on. So you put one foot down here, put your other foot right here. If it's turned on here. There we go. So put your dominant foot down first. Less dominant foot, you'll see it lights up. Lean down, and then the motor kicks in just like that. Now what I would recommend you do is you keep holding on to your surface and just go back and forth You can even lean to your toes and your heels. This thing is omnidirectional. So you can go any direction you want just like that. It's just like snowboarding. So you're gonna get used to the way the motor feels. You're just gonna practice going back and forth from your toes to your heels. You can even try a few turns if you're comfortable, as long as you keep your balance. Now just keep doing this for a while. You definitely don't want to get hurt. And before I go any farther, there are two ways to dismount this thing without hurting yourself. The first way is what I recommend for if you've never ever done this before. What you want to do is you want to just get both feet off the board as fast as you can. So you're just going to either jump forward or backward. I recommend forward. You're just going to, just like that. Because of the sensor right here, if you only take 1 foot off, I'm not going to do it because I'm going to hurt myself. If you only take 1 foot off, you see the sensor kept sensing my foot, so the motor just went like that. It's very important you take both feet off at once, or else the board will keep going and it'll take you with it. Very, very important. That's how a lot of beginners get injured. Now the second way, the more professional way, I guess you could say, to get off this thing is the side with the sensor. So your non-dominant foot, you're gonna come to a stop, and you're gonna lift your heel up and the motor will disengage. So all I'm doing is lifting my left heel up off the board and the motor stops. Put my heel back on and we're engaged again. So once again, you come to a stop, try your best to lift only your left heel, and boom, you're done. Or your right heel if you ride the opposite way. Now that you know how to stop and you know how to start, all you need to do is get used to moving on your toes, moving on your heels, balancing forward to back, because you don't really have to do that as much on a skateboard. I'm still fairly new to this too, so excuse me if I'm a little unbalanced looking, but really all you have to do is just stay on the beginner riding mode and really just get used to the way the board moves. And what I tell people is just try and think of where you want to go, and your body will do it on its own. So just think, I want to be over here, and your body kind of just, the mechanics of your body are amazing. They'll just do exactly what they feel they need to do. And this company, Onewheel, has even said that, quote, most people manage to get it within 30 minutes of riding. So I think that's amazing. I have a little board experience, as I'm sure you're aware of, so I picked this up rather quickly. I've only had it a few days, but my brother has been riding it as well, and he has no board experience, and he is capable of going all the way around this basement, no problem. So the only thing is, these things are, once again, very, very, very expensive. This is a early Christmas present for me, and my whole family pitched in, and I still have over $300 to pay back because these things, if you get the best of the best, which is the Onewheel XR, it retails for $1,600. So that is a stupid amount of money when you could just go buy a cheap car instead. But this is definitely a luxury, or for people who want to ride in the city, just on sidewalks and stuff like that. But this thing can even be taken on trails. It is that rugged. These things are built to last, and they're quite amazing. So once you get used to the beginning riding mode, you can go on your phone and you can swipe to the next one. I believe it goes Sequoia, which has a limit of 12 miles per hour. And then it goes to Cruise, which is 15 miles per hour, very good for cuts and very quick, nimble little movements. Third mode is Mission, which is has a top speed of 19 miles per hour, which is this thing's actual top speed, which is just a little bit faster than cruise. Then we have Elevated, which is that mode for hill climbing specifically. And then we have Delirium, which is this thing's max horsepower, if you will. It's as fast as it can go. You know, I'm kind of scared of Delirium right now. But yeah, I would just recommend just going up in riding mode until you're comfortable with it. You can ride this thing at night. It, as you can see, does have lights, but I would recommend a few more lights, maybe a light on your head just for visibility for cars and such. But yeah, it's really just that simple. That's the process I've been going through since I've had it. Just get comfortable with leaning onto the board. Make sure your foot stance is good. After a few times getting on it, you'll feel exactly when the motor kicks in, because the first time I hopped on this thing, I kind of looked like this, you know, and that's how most people are going to look, because you don't really know when it's going to kick in for you. But just after a few times, all I can say after you get the basics down is that it's just practice, practice, practice. I've ridden probably a few miles, and that combined with my skateboard knowledge has helped me get this thing rather quickly. But they did state 30 minutes and you'll get the basics down. I am still very scared of this, but other than that, one final thing you would need to know is it does this thing called kickback if you're going too fast, because this motor can only handle so much. So when you exceed its output, it lets you know before it completely cuts out. Because if you go too fast, the motor can't handle it, it'll just stop on a dime. And that's the main reason people are scared of these things. So let's say you're riding like this, so you're going forward and you're flying along this way. Kickback is when it's telling you you're going too fast, so you'll still be going fast, but it's going to lean back like this. So you're going to notice that your non-dominant foot is starting to, your non-dominant leg is starting to bend, because it's kicking back and telling you need to slow down. But if you keep insisting on going forward, the motor will cut and you will fly off. That was one of the things I was telling you at the beginning. Look up YouTube videos of nose dives, because this is the nose of the board, and a nose dive is when it just, and people fly off at 20 miles an hour and get really banged up and injured. So yeah, it's really just practice, getting that muscle memory, and just learning the craft. So this is my final board I will be showing you for this class, unfortunately. But it's a blast, and if I've not convinced you by now to invest in some kind of powered locomotion other than a car or a scooter, it's very fun, it's easy to get the hang of, and I highly recommend it, both for your state of mind and even to keep you fit. It's a pretty good leg workout, keeping your leg muscles all tightened and balanced. But yeah, that's essentially it. How to ride a Onewheel. Thank you.